welcome to another WarCry battle report by Semi-Casual Gaming, hosted by Nathan. Today I kind of wanted to mix up the lists a little bit. As you see, a little tail hint, we got Ogor Mawtribes versus Cities of Sigmar, but really quick, I wanted to see how many Leadbelchers we could get in the list, just because I thought it'd be fun. So I ran the Leadbelcher leader, which we'll call the Thunderfist, and 3 regular Leadbelchers and a Gnoblar fighter, because there's just enough points for that. To keep it simple as well, I also have them lined up for my Dagger, Shield, and Hammer, which, yes, I put 3 Ogres in the Shield, so if we draw the, kill the Shield objective, that's going to be a nice 90 wounds they're going to have to eat through. I'm also being lazy, because then I can just literally track them 1, 2, 3 right here, rather than trying to split up the card back and forth, so... so that's going to be this list. I kind of just wanted to see how a bunch of guns would run, just to do something different, because I think I've pretty much run the exact same Ogre list for the last, 10 or so games I've played with them, both on and off camera, so I thought I'd change it up. And because I was running guns, I thought, well, hey, let's see if we can run a bunch of guns on the other side. So guess what? Boom. The Marksman leader, who is in the shield in the middle, is 200 points, and each of the little guys are worth 80 points, so 80 times 10 is 800, plus 200 is 1,000. Yay, math. So, I basically ran it super simple. I ran 3 Handgunners in the Dagger, 3 Handgunners in the Hammer, and the remaining 4 Handgunners and the Marksman with a long rifle in the Shield. Honestly, this is probably a terrible idea, but I just really thought it'd be fun to run a gunfight. And as a result, I chose this particular card. I wanted to find a good card so we could do the gunfight at the OK Corral. Very big, just straight across the field. I mean, we'll depend on the wild deployment. Maybe it'll just end up being kind of weird and awkward anyways, but I just thought it just looked like you could just line up all of them and do the wow, wow, wow. Anyways, so, alright. Let's go ahead and take a look at deployment for today. Oh, it helps if we turn it upside down correctly. Decimation. So, round 2, we got some red reinforcing the corner, and blue taking up the wall over here, and then the rest kind of piling around. Perfect. I am a fan of that. We will roll off for... we'll just roll off for it now, so... Whoever rolls higher will be the red player. Red, which is Ogors. By the way, Ogors, Cities. Ogors will be the red player, and Cities will be the blue player. So, awesome. Now, we'll see what the mission type is. Steal the prize. Dump all the cards. Get my hand out of the camera. Alright. The players roll off, and the winner chooses who is attacker and who is defender. At the start of the combat phase of the second battle round, the defender picks a fighter in their warband to be carrying treasure. The fighter must be on the battlefield. The player whose fighter is carrying the treasure at the end of the third battle round wins the battle. If the treasure is instead on the battlefield, the attacker wins the battle. So, I don't know who would really want to be the attacker or defender, really, for the city side, because if they're a defender, they can get shot off the table easily, but if they're the defender, they can get tucked off in the corner, especially because they've got guys popping up in the corner of that round. So alright, we're going to go ahead and roll off and see who is the attacker and who is the defender. Higher is attacker. Or a tie, that's fine. A tie again. Alright, Ogre's the attacker, so the humans are trying to hold the treasure away from the Ogre Raiders. How apropos. So, we'll see how that goes. And the twist. Now, really quick, if I draw one of the twists that limit attack range, that, I think it's Dusk or Dawn, Bitch Night, Blizzard, etc., I'm going to redraw, because I think that would really, it may not change the game, but I think it would ruin the intent of the game. So, let's see what we draw. Blizzard. Bloodwind. Add 1 to the attacks and strength characteristics of all fighters in this battle, with 1 or more damage point allocated to them. Hot winds bring with them the acrid tang of brimstone and blood. Khorne's presence is felt upon this battlefield. Ooh, that's scary. And it doesn't specify the range of the attack, so that applies to everything. Oh my. Well, that actually might help out the Cities players as I sneak over to take a look. It actually will, because if they get hurt, their guns go from 4 damage to 5 damage, which means that they can actually wound slightly better against the ogres. So yeah, literally blood wind as like red dust circles around the alley. So good times. Let's go ahead and get these guys set up, and then we'll do the roll off for the first turn. All right, and here is the lineup. We have the shield of the ogres just sitting right in the middle, just ready to barrel across and blast some people away. Hiding back here is the Gnoblar, or also Sir not appearing in this film. There, Dagger, being the leader, is hiding off and ambush in that corner, will appear in the second round. I kind of picture him being like, "You guys go on ahead, I'll sneak around from behind," and they're all like, "Okay." So, the Dagger, however, for the blue team, is line up here to take the first volley of gunpowder from the Leadbelchers, and then the shield is tucked up over here. And you know, I just want to point out something about the long rifle. If you haven't seen it before, it has a 20-inch range, and that is literally like that long. As long if he gets towards the middle of the table, as long as he can see you, he can get you. So, you know, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, and the gun itself, even though it's one shot, it can crit for 10 damage, which, you know, will kill most lesser fighters. But even against an ogre, that's a third of their hit points in one pop. And if he gets wounded, that's 2 attacks because of the blood wind. So either way, they're piled up over here. I got basically 3 lining up to try and shoot the leader off the board, and then this Dagger with the one guy who got knocked over when I was carelessly pulling the tape measure out. They will be going through and appearing on the second round. So all right, and then we have a treasure token we'll pull out later. In the meantime, let's go ahead and roll some dice. Ogres, roll. A triple, a double, and a single. Boop. 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 Cities. We have double and 4 singles. So that's not bueno for them all, but that's okay. So we'll do yellow for the red, blue for the green. Good. Stop. Okay, so Cities player definitely gets to pick which one they want to go first. We'll go ahead and make a double 5, because why not? We'll still have a triple, and they'll still get to go first regardless. The ogre player, we'll save their dice for later. Set that off over here. The reason being that they don't really have any good super doubles that they want to use right now. However, I did notice an interesting combo I'll point out in the next round if it comes up. So we'll go ahead and do the Cities of Sigmar player's first turn activation. So let's get our handy dandy tape measure and set it up to the length of choice, 12 inches. No comments. So these guys are all 3 within 12 inches of the various Leadbelchers. However, the Leadbelchers are not within 10 inches, so they will all have to at least move forward once before they can shoot. So I'm going to have Orange Top Hat shoot first, and we'll go ahead and shoot into the brass Leadbelcher. the first attack here. Let's take a look at our numbers and such. I'm going to go ahead and expend my first double. We'll use the double 5 to give them onslaught, which gives them +1 to their attacks. And the reason I do that is because, again, onslaught does not specify the number of shots that go into it. So, 3 attacks, hitting on 5s or better. We got 1 crit so far. Second attack, another crit. So double crits for these guys mean it's 6 damage. Oh, they've got a long way to go. Plus, because of how that works, they've now triggered that guy's blood wind. So he's now going to be doing a lot of damage. So brass one's going to be number 2. And we'll go ahead and have him go next. So he's going to go ahead and move forward 4 inches. 1, 2. And he is now within range. He's going to go ahead and shoot the pink one on the side. So we will go ahead and look at their profile. They need 3 dice. And we'll use the spare blues and yellows. And hitting on 3s or better. Okay, 3 and a 6 is 9 damage. Yep, because 6s are 6 is 6 damage and the 3 is 3 damage, which is funnily appropriate. So pink one takes 9 damage with his 1 volley of shots. And of course 9 requires almost the most number of tokens in 1 pick. So he has taken 9 damage. He will return fire into the same ogre. And we'll go ahead and use up the last double to give him double shots. Because, actually, no, we'll save it for the marksman in case we need it. So, 2 dice. I'm going to roll both at the same time because, frankly, he's not going to be able to kill me even to roll full 6s. So, we'll see. Double shots. He does 1 6, doing another 3 damage to that ogre, putting him up to 9 wounds taken. So, alright, the next ogre is going to go ahead and we're going to do a quick measuring. Alright, we want to keep him within range. So this guy is going to go ahead and go down at an angle to about here. And still remain within 10 inches of that one, so we can focus fire and put that guy down. So you know what, we'll go ahead and expend the double to go ahead and have him shoot. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we're not going to use the double or triple yet because I still got 2 fires left to activate, so 3s are better. Alright, there's a 6, so Pinky is out. And so we'll go ahead and go on to the next attacks. You know, I just think I even forgot to get the bonus dice to begin with for him. Oh, I just love special rules I always forget about. Okay, the purple guy is going to go ahead and shoot into the same target, and we will once again roll all of his shots to wound. Nope, you guys. Alright, looking for 5s or better. Alright, that's 4 damage done to that fighter. So, we will go ahead and grab a 5 and pull off the 1, because that will put him up to 13 damage. And then the next fighter will be that ogre. He's going to go ahead and we'll activate the double to give him +1 attack. And then we will go essentially back here. 6. Yeah, he can reach them. So he'll shoot the guy up in front this time with 4 attacks. And I'm just going to be lazy, use the same dice. Hitting on 3s are better. Double 6s. So that's 12 damage. So that pops off that dude. So leaving behind 1 duder left. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll have we'll have the long rifle shoot, and I'll use the double to give him +1 attack for each shot. So we'll do each of them separate. We're going to target, again, the same wounded ogre. So, because if I rolled double 6s, he's down. Let's see, what's the strength of the weapon? Strength 4. Yeah, these guys are toughness 4, so that's not good enough. Second shot. Ooh, double 5, so that's 8 damage to him. So we're going to go ahead and flip this to a 10 and a 3. Because that's 5 plus 3 is 8. So he is up to 15, 21 damage. So, yeah, so he's getting whittled down pretty hard. And now we're going to use my triple as a double to give the little guy +1 movement. And he's going to run scamper 10 inches this way. So it's basically 8 inches to here and 2 inches forward from there. Okay, and that's the end of his movement and the end of the ogre movement. So the rest of them are going to be setting up over here. So just measuring really quick, none of them can reach, so each one of them will have to move forward 1 each. So he's going to go forward about 4 inches there and shoot his. However many shots, it's 2 shots. So first guy, 1 damage. No damage. Ooh, 3 damage. So that's 4 damage in total. And actually, you know, I think their guns are still. Oh, their guns are actually strength 4. So guess what? That's another point of damage. That's 5 damage. And last guy. Ooh, that's another 4 damage. So it's 9 damage to this fighter. Guess what? 21 plus 9 is 30 damage. So the first fighter goes down. I'll just pull these off and keep track for the next one. So what do you know, guys? You can do it. I think that's like the first ogre I've pulled off the table in a while. And that's the end of the round. So battle round 2. These guys show up, getting to be up to 3 inches up the table board. So we're just gonna tuck them over here. Should show the camera where they're actually being tucked. So they're just gonna appear right here by the little guy. And this guy is gonna come forward basically as close as he can get, which is roughly there, because he's gonna have a lot of shoosting to do. So, all right, folks, let's go ahead, and we also have to determine the treasure. I'm gonna pause the camera and then show you where the treasure will be in just a moment. All right, and the winner, the one holding the treasure, is going to be the painted one right here. And my reasoning for it is there's more bodies over here than over there. I originally thought sticking them over here, but if the ogres get lucky and get a couple of good volleys off, all 3 of them are dead, and then I can't get anyone across the table before the battle's over, so the ogres are going to win. But over here, there's a lot more bodies, and there's also this big line of sight blocking wall. So unless the ogres get to go first, this guy has a chance of just basically running and hiding, which is, you know, the coward's move. But at the same time, you're in it to win it, right? So ogres get triple and triple singles. That actually might prove very fortuitous for them in this particular scenario. And a pair and 4 singles. Oop. So. So, the blue player gets to pick his dice again. Ooh, this is a tough choice, because if I use that to make a double, all I have to do is use one of those wilds to make a single, then they get to steal initiative and get first volley of shooting, possibly killing that character. However, I mean, I can use the triple to get a couple extra shots, but honestly, the triple for the hammer haul is only good if it's a 5 or a 6 because it gets you +1 attack. Otherwise, you can just use the double onslaught to give you +1 attack for each shot. So it's got its own benefits, but for this particular time, let's do it. Triple 4, and we'll keep the singles. And now I'm forced to have to use these because I really want to get that guy off the board. So you know what? I think I can only use one single at a time. You can quote me if I'm wrong or not. But since this is the last second battle round, let's have a quad. Let's have some fun. So, with that being said, we get to roll off and see who gets to go first. Alright. Oh, it's a tie. That was intense. Ogor's definitely going first. Okay. So, with that being said, we have to do some quick measuring. Yep, he's definitely in range. And, yep, he's the only one in range. So, Thunderfist, go! Alright, so we're going to go ahead and shoot the first volley. He's got his usual 3 shots. We're going to go after, of course, the character we need to go after. That's not a double, that's just how it is. And we'll activate the quad. Thunderous Blast of Hot Metal. At half the value of this ability, rounding up to the attacks and strength. Character's next attack made by this fighter and activation. Guess what? 3 dice. It becomes overkill. So this is only the first shot, so he can still move afterwards. So looking for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. He's dead. The bloody gets dead. And treasure drops. And now he moves. Actually, you know what? To bring home the point, I'll actually... Do we move? Because if we don't move, they could just still grab it and run away. Yeah, we're going to move. I was going to have him shoot and try and kill another one, but there's so many of them. That's alright. And guess what? He's within 3 inches of them. So they can't use their handguns on them because the handguns have a minimum range of 3 inches. So, alright. Good work, soldier. Alright, Golden Boy, you're moving 8 inches and you are taking the treasure with you. So, you're going to go. Alright, you can actually go pretty much. And you can be treasure holder number 2. Essentially right in here to kind of scurry away from the Leadbelcher onslaught. Okay. This ogre is going to go ahead. Yeah, hate to do it, but we need to get moving, especially now that they are moving along. So we got 8-inch move there. Let's see, who wants to go next? They are within 3 inches, so both of those guys can still shoot at that one. So let's target him next. So we'll do the first guy just doing his volley of shots. So many 5s earlier, that was impressive. We're going to shoot twice into that Leadbelcher. Hitting on 4s or better, so that's 5 damage. To Leadbelcher number, we're going to call him number 1. 5 damage. Good shooting. This guy gets to go next. Where do we want him to go next? Because then they would have to they'd actually have to fight him. We'll do that, so let's see. Yeah! Come on, amigos. Let's dance. And guess what? He gets to roll dice. he's got 3 attacks, and since these guys are only toughness 3, he actually can wound better. He does 2 damage to the pink one. So we just pick one at random just because, you know. So there we go. And we'll come on back in just a second. Alright, thank you. So I'm gonna have this Leadbelcher. He's gonna go ahead and shoot into that guy. We gotta take some of these other guys out of the way. Double 6. Okay. There goes the dagger. You have served well as the sacrificial lambs. Okay. Next movement, we're going to go ahead and try and... I mean, honestly, he's not going to be able to see much more at this point, so we'll instead go up this way and see if he can... Oh, hello there. Hello, little guy. I can see you from here. Okay, so now the question was it actually his turn, or was it, I think the Gnoblars actually just went, so I will go ahead and at least honor that, because I don't think it was actually his turn to move yet. I think I got myself confused from earlier. So that guy's going to actually take his pot shots at the long barrel over, or the short barrel over there. Oh, that actually nets 4 wounds against that Leadbelcher. So, let me snag these wounds. You don't need these anymore, buddy. Put them on here. So he's up to 9. They're actually dishing out quite a considerable amount of damage. So, so that was replaying that. So he shot into him. Then he shot, killed him, moved forward. And now it's their turn. We'll have the long rifle go ahead and go. Actually, we'll go ahead and have this gray boy go after him with his 4 shots, because actually it's the end of the Ogre's activations. Everybody's moved and done their thing. So that's 5 more damage to that Leadbelcher. We'll just go ahead and do that. So he's at 14, almost halfway. Then we'll go ahead and activate the Hochland long rifles with the triple ability. 5 shots at filter. Yep, at half the value of the ability running up to the attack characteristics of the next attack action made to fire. Then targets a fire enemy fire more than 3 inches away. So I'm about to lose the book. Good times. Okay, so his first shot, he's going to dump those extra 2 shots. So we'll do 3 into that guy. Ooh, 6. That's 14 damage into a guy who's already got 14 damage. So that puts him up to 28 damage. That almost killed him, which is a shame, because he'll have to use his last shot to go ahead and try and put this dog down. That says no. That's so sad. You know what? I just realized, actually, I rolled a 4. It's strength 4. They're toughness 4. He took an extra 4 damage. He did. But for what it's worth, I still rolled a 1 for the other attack, which would have gone after the leader. So we'll leave it as is. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do these attacks next. I actually don't even know their melee profile. Let's take a look together. Weak. Okay. That's actually really funny. He completely bogs them down. So we're going to go ahead and have him actually retreat, which is just like so. And he'll take 2 pot shots into that Leadbelcher from behind. Does 3 damage, thus wounding. I guess it doesn't really matter. They're both dead. He's going to go ahead and go escape that way. And also shoot at them. Doing nothing. And he can't technically escape, so guess what? Double attack against the little runt. Even double 6s I couldn't hit. I have to roll 4 6s to one-shot him. Two sixes, that's half his damage. Oh no, little guy. Oh no. But hey, he did what he could. He muggled them up a little bit. With that being said, that's the end of Battle Round 2. And we got, you know, about a third of them dead and half of them dead, which is actually a huge deal. And we've got kind of a big roll-off now because, honestly, depending on what happens, he's actually... technically, with the 8 inches, the guy should have been back a little bit further. So, because he was here, and there was no way this guy could have moved up close enough to be able to still shoot him with his 10-inch gun. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and get the dice cleaned up. We'll just roll this really quick because this might be over, because I think even with his double 8s, there's no way that the Thunderfist can get close enough to shoot and kill him. So, we'll see if it matters. Ogres. Oh, a perfect straight. Great in some games, like Yahtzee. Not necessarily in WarCry. That's awesome. I literally rolled doubles. 6. Okay. I can't believe that. I can't believe I literally just rolled 2 full straights in a row. Who gets that in initiative first? Ogres get to initiative first. Oh, and this is terrible. Because if they use any of their ability dice, they get to go first. He gets to scamper off 8 inches and run off into the sunset. And that's game for them. So he can't even use one of their abilities. But at the same time, if they use their wild dice, then the ogre player gets, a free move and then gets 1 shot with 3 dice. So it's like, oh, that's just so terrible for them. Well, I guess it really just comes down to this. Who gets to go first? And that's that, because guess what? He activates first. He runs 8 inches right here. And there's no way anything else can possibly see him at this point. So that's, even if he does an 8-inch move or anything, or a 4-inch move, he basically has to get up to the wall here. And yeah. So, Cities of Sigmar win against the Ogres. Pretty much. I mean, just for funsies, if the Ogre did get to go first, if he rolled double 6s, he would have killed one. Yeah, he only would have done 6 damage, so it still wouldn't have been enough to kill him, and then he would have scampered off and rolled out into the sunset. So, yeah, Steal the Prize games are kind of boring like that sometimes, but you know what? That's just kind of how this game goes. I think, without realizing, creating this entire black wall right here where you cannot see past it made it just a little too easy. But it's also because of how the deployment laid out. If it laid out differently, it would have been a different game. Exactly. I mean, I could even leave the terrain up, re-roll this entire game, and get a completely different layout scenario, and it'd still be a good game. So, well, folks, I hope you enjoyed watching this nice little scenario. I just had to say I'm very impressed that the guns were able to actually take out 2 of the ogres. I was actually more shocked with the amount of damage they were able to output. Ogres did okay-ish, so, please like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things, and I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you, and have a good night.